Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me as I unbox the Platinum Shape of Hearts Chai Latte that some of us who pre-order have anticipated and waited, and finally it's here. You get this beautiful pen in a very elegant black box with its corresponding warranty card and pamphlet with lots of information that most of us do not read because we are just so excited to see what it looks like. So here's the kit and what most of us will get, I guess, if you order it. And we are going to dive into what comes in the box. So you get your ink, and it looks to be a very nice, beautiful brown shade. Then we also have a converter and a cartridge. So I believe the cartridge might be in black, but I'm not quite sure. Based on what's inscribed on the cartridge, it looks like black, BB. I hope that's what it is. And then of course we get the beautiful, beautiful pen. I'm mind blown, okay? It's gorgeous. It feels amazing. And I decided to get this pen in fine because that's just typically what I like when it comes to journaling and writing for long periods of time with the Platinum. I have others in ultra extra fine. I believe I might have an extra fine, but this one I wanted in fine because I knew that was my sweet spot. So here you can see that is just gorgeous, right? Like those gold accents really pop off against this matte body. And while the body is matte, it does not feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel rough. And then when you open it, you get this really cool like white on by the nib against the more matte body, but it's not a stark contrast and it's beautiful. Plus, can we talk about the nib? This nib is definitely my favorite. I think it's one of the most beautiful nibs. That heart that's cut out in it is just gorgeous. One of my favorites, no doubt. And then of course, because it's a shape of heart, you have these beautiful crystals at the top and you have to just go in there and look for the heart. Which is kind of fun. Once you find it, you're like, there it is. But yeah, so here's the pen. This is what it looks like when you post it. And we're going to dive into inking the pen, doing a swatch, and seeing what it looks like. Hopefully it feels just as amazing as any of the other Platinum pens. But here's what the cap looks like on the ink. And I'm going to use not the cartridge, obviously. I'm going to be using the converter here to ink this pen up. All right, so I'm going to set up my ink swatch here. I'm using this Passport Traveler's notebook with an insert as my currently inked, and the Everyday Explorers mini, I think it's a 3x4 ink swatching stamp. I grabbed this a while ago. I love the cute little stamp here, so I use it quite often for this. And then I like to use a cocktail stirring glass stick for my swatching, and that's what this little stick is. And I had a little bit of trouble opening the ink there, but here we go. The ink is a beautiful brown. I really truly love the shade. And I like to actually fill my converter with a syringe. This is probably not the best to use. It's got a very sharp point, but it's what I have on hand and is typically what I like to do when filling up my cartridge, my converters. I feel like you really get the most instead of dipping your pen. And then I kind of turn the dial a little bit to get that ink flowing down to the nib, which I feel does a really good job at, getting the ink flowing onto the nib so you can begin writing. So I had to do a line a few times here to get the ink flowing, and it finally came out. But this pen is writing so dreamy. The ink is flowing nice and smooth, and the shade is just perfection. I typically don't have the best handwriting when it comes to lower cases, so I don't know why I always end up swatching in lower cases. I should just stick to uppercase, which is typically how I write. But as you can see here, it's gliding, it's smooth, and it just feels so good. I'm excited. I really am to keep trying it because it's just gorgeous. The pen itself, holding it, the feel, the look, is just an experience that I really truly enjoy. And so the wait was definitely worth it. Here's a closer look at what the ink looks like. It's still not fully dry, but as you can see here, it's a nice, beautiful brown shade. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and my little swatch here for this pen, and I'll see you guys on the next video.